people. I'm Dr. L. Brown.
And I'm Ricky too.
And today we're going to talk to you a little bit about how we developed our art of conversation. One of the things that I get super excited about when it comes to Ricky too is the opportunity to sit down and talk to him, or ride in the car and talk with him, or bust into his room when I know I'm not wanted and talk to him. And I absolutely positively love talking to Ricky too, because there was a time when his language skills were developing that we weren't necessarily able to have back and forth conversations with ease. It took me some years to learn to decipher some of the things that Ricky too was saying so that I could really understand.
And decipher means understand.
And decipher means understand. You're right. So his vocabulary is off the charts. So decipher means to understand. Very early on, I wanted Ricky to know that his words matter. So when he started to string words together, I made a choice to be very intentional whenever he was talking, to stop and just understand. And that actually happened because one day we were in the commissary.
Yeah.
So we were in the commissary, and there are these little shopping carts, and the shopping carts were like groceries up top and like a little truck down at the bottom. So in the truck part, Ricky too was repeating over and over again,
Yogurt in the woods.
Yep, yogurt in the woods. Eat yogurt in the woods. Eat yogurt in the woods. And I did not know what he was saying, and you got really excited, and you were getting a little frustrated because Mom didn't understand what you were saying. And you were just like, yogurt in the woods, yogurt in the woods.
Yeah.
And you got louder and louder, and I could tell that he was getting distressed. So I stopped the cart and I got down on the floor of the commissary next to him. And I was like, I know that you're trying to say something.
And everybody was like, everybody paused and like looked at him. I said, like, move, lady, move. And some people were like, were watching because you know that you're a good mother.
Oh, that's true. Actually, some people were wanting me to move, and other people were like, you go, Mom. But it was a moment for my child, and he was trying to tell me something, and he expected me to understand, and I didn't. So I remember that I stopped the he's maybe missed it because he called me a good mother. I stopped, and I was like, okay, I don't know exactly what you're saying, but we'll stay here until I understand.
And I basically pointed at like pudding.
Well, you didn't point at it just yet during the commissary. You kept talking, because I don't think we were on the pudding. Well, we might have been on the pudding aisle and I just didn't know. But I couldn't figure out what you were saying. You were pointing at something. I just didn't know what it was at the time. So we didn't figure it out that day, but we stayed there in that aisle until Ricky too was okay to leave. And we ended up leaving the commissary that day, and I still didn't know what yogurt in the woods meant. However, fast forward a little while later, we were at a play group on the military installation, and a child took out a vanilla pudding. And when the child took out the vanilla pudding, you reached across and you were like, yogurt in the woods. And I was like, oh, you wanted vanilla pudding. So I had never served him vanilla pudding before. So it was one of those things where he had vanilla pudding at a play date that we had in Carmel. And so he was trying to, and it was at a girlfriend's house.
And like the balcony was facing towards like the trees.
Right. And so her backyard was facing towards a lot of trees. And so he was putting his words together. He was telling me yogurt in the woods, which actually meant he wanted vanilla pudding. So I actually went and bought a lot of vanilla pudding from Costco after that. But it was one of those things where it was a challenge for me to stop and just like work to understand him. With that, I felt a sense of like pride, accomplishment, that my baby was able to string together words to express something to me. So now when we have these conversations, even though you're like 14 years old, I still get super excited that we can talk and we can go back and forth, so much so that I chronicle the conversations on social media.
Yeah.
So whenever I do that, I generally get a lot of parents asking me questions about, well, how did I get Ricky to so far in his language, or how did Ricky to grow so far in his language? And they were asking me a lot of questions on, my parenting style. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to have these conversations with you, so I could talk to you and you could talk to them. Because again, I'm not an expert on autism. I'm an expert on what?
Of loving a person with autism.
Of loving a person with autism. And so with that, I just feel like I want to give a window into our world. We're at a point now where I know Ricky 2 is going to be okay. I know that the world is his oyster. Yeah. Whereas there was a time when I was a younger mom that I just wanted to see what the next day looked like. I wanted to see what when he was 4, I wanted to know what 5 was going to look like. When he was 5, I wanted to know what 7 was going to look like. When he was 7, I wanted to know what 9 was going to look like. And now at 14, I've seen enough and I've learned enough.
Now at 14, you all know what 17 is going to look like.
But now I feel like I know what 17 is going to look like. I feel like you're going to be in high school, and I know that you're going to be in the band, and I know that you're going to be in theater, and I know that you're going to do well in math.
Because I've been telling you all this stuff.
Because you've been telling me all this stuff. So I've had 14 years of you telling me, like, Mom, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
And so now I want other moms to know it's going to be okay. It's going to be a unique journey. It's going to be a journey like many of your friends may not have. But the journey that you have with your child is unique, and it's going to be okay. And in time, they're going to let you know in their most perfect way that
everything's going to be okay.
Everything's going to be okay. Well, I think we're going to let the families go now, and we're going to enjoy each other a little more.
Yes.
All right.
Bye
Bye, guys.